on the north side of the dirt. I am D-Real, and if I'm here, that means my man Theo B is here too, and that means it's Friday, so we vibing.
Hola, hola, eh, hola, hola, eh, roll, 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 we can play now, roll, 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 we can play now, yeah. Let's welcome them to the Kid and Play.
That is a double entendre that my partner is using when he say roll. we try to keep it at least PG-13 round here. At least PG-13. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we respectful of y'all kids and whatnot. Hey, Theo, guess
yes,
what?
Sir.
I got a little picture of something I want to show you. You ready? You ready to see it? You ready to see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I saw this the other day, man. Boom. Check that out there. That is the Masked Panther, my guy. That's an actual statue that you could purchase.
I like that.
That's clean, ain't it? I was like, okay, and you can get it on the cheap too. It don't even cost that much. I looked at it at the, you know what I'm saying, the craftsmanship. I thought it was a sideshow collectible, but you know, whoever.
Let me ask you a question. Why you got that up there? That's a great picture. That's a great statue, by the way. But I want to ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Brother to brother, Black Panther Council member to Black Panther Council member.
Yes, sir.
Would we have a Black Panther dressed like that?
My initial answer would be no, because a lot of things immediately come to mind, like if he's a Panther, what's he doing in the American West in the 19th century? That doesn't jive canonically, unless we talking something multiversal or alternate, you know what I mean? And I think that's what it is. I think this design was gleaned from the DLC in the Avengers game, because there was an option where you could put a skin on T'Challa where he had that look.
Now, speaking of which, now you said the Avengers game, right?
I did say the Avengers game.
I like that. I like that, because we're going to talk about some games. But it's safe to say that whoever developed the skin, never mind, I started to be mean. Safe to say whoever developed this skin isn't a Black Panther fan. Because that's
or there's somebody. I mean, now here's my thought. Wait. Okay, go ahead. Finish your thought.
The reason why I say is, not only is the character being viewed through Westernized eyes, but the character isn't even being viewed through the eyes of a fan. Because if we're looking at America, and shout out once again to Reginald Hutler, I don't want to act like that. You know,
right.
I read that King Solomon Frog, both of them.
Yes.
Black Panther ain't one. Reginald Hutler, y'all give it up for him, because Aurora and T'Challa were married with 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. Luke Cage, his daughter, he was the president of North America. T'Challa was the king of Africa, and their marriage brought both nations together. That's what that was. But if this were told through the eyes of a Black Panther fan, that wouldn't have been T'Challa. That would have been the Hatut Zadaze, whose job it is to destabilize other countries.
I like that you said that. You know what? I like that you said that. So why couldn't it be? Because this statue is called the Masked Panther. It ain't called the Black Panther.
No. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm right there. But I'm just saying, like, if this is a skin for him, cowboy outfit, right? Not the statue, the cowboy outfit, the skin. that person, had that person been knowledgeable, as opposed to I just want to make some money, I'm just going to give people what they want, as opposed to giving people what they need. And this is when I look at, we're not effing with Clark's Kal-El story. We ain't really told T'Challa's story yet. Even what we got in the MCU wasn't his story. And the average fan that claimed to be a Black Panther fan don't know his story.
Okay, so how about this? How do we look at this as precisely what it is, a piece of art?
I like, now hold on now. I'm able to compartmentalize. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. I'm not gonna act like that. That's nice. That's pretty. That's beautiful. I ain't acting like that.
And if I don't go beyond the realm of artistic appreciation, that does not offend me. Because I am 100% sure the person who did the art on this joint knows nothing about Black Panther canon. I guarantee they don't. You know what I'm saying? They just like, ooh, that's a cool looking ass character. I'm gonna make a statue, and you know what I mean? Or they was somebody, or like I said, saw the downloadable content on that Avengers game and saw one of the options was a cowboy Black Panther. Was like, I should make a statue of that. And other than that, I get it. But if I see that in a comic book, or I see that, somewhere where they trying to make it canonical, then I'm gonna have a big ass problem with it.
Bruh, you either get asked the question or somebody and make the comment. T'Challa was in the Wild. Shut up. Don't say that anymore.
Yeah. I mean, and them the kind of thing. Well, I mean, if we're gonna talk about games, we're gonna talk about games, right?
Well, the only reason why I say that, because and I was thinking about this today. I was like, when we talk about the respect for our genre, you know what I'm saying? We don't get it. And I was thinking about shout out to Erykah Badu. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is who she is. When she was doing Tyrone, she's on the stage, everybody remember what she said. She said, now, watch what you say about my stuff, because I'm an artist. I'm sensitive.
And exactly. Right. I'm sensitive about it. Me too.
Right.
That's why I 100% identified with that statement.
You feel me? So, in artists, we got musical artists. You feel what I'm saying? And we got artistic artists that draw. We got writers. Those are artists. You feel what I'm saying? We got musicians, people that play instruments and everything. Those are artists. Even the dude, we've even referred to pitchers in baseball as artists, how they paint the corners and everything like that. And they're to be respected.
Oh, right.
In their fields. Well, what we get over here, we don't get that respect like that. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you will have somebody sit up there and you won't respect it. Like, I get you drawing Bruce Wayne, Batman, in a cowboy outfit. We got stories to back that up. We do. Canonical stories. We do. We got them.
Okay.
We ain't, for whatever reason, and it ain't just T'Challa. People think when me and you have conversations like this, it's always spears back to T'Challa. We always start with T'Challa, because if you ain't gonna do right by him, you're not gonna do right by the rest of them. This is what that is. And so you ain't even got Luke Cage's story known. No, you got what you know from Netflix. That ain't his origin story. You got what you got in the MCU from Sam Wilson. That's not his origin story. You got what you got in the MCU for James Rhodes, Riri Williams, Shorty. That's not their origin stories. You got misrepresentations in regards to Killmonger and M'Baku. And I'm sitting up here and it's like,
Okay.
Y'all do not go.
Just so the Rock With Me Nation know, we know that you there, and I want to say hi because I see the comments buzzing and folks asking questions. Anansi was in here from the Rippity Rip Rip. So what's up, Anansi? Paul Martin is in here as usual, being Paul Martin. Hello, Generation X. Javon Bliss is up in this piece. Big Javon is up in the building. Did I say Groovy Fee? Groovy Fee is up in here. Now, here's some questions.
Hold on. I got to do this for Groovy. Groovy, Groovy, tonight. Really good life, way groovy. Hey, really good.
I was doing the Running Man. Okay. So, Anansi, it says, I remember in one of Hudlin's comic books, one of the previous Black Panthers was using a gun. You know what? I am very happy to be able to kind of be Johnny on the spot with this one and go like this right here. Whoops, wrong one. That guy. Let's take him down and put this guy up. There we go. Is it one of those Panthers? Because ain't that most of the Panthers that are, if not damn near all of them?
And I wouldn't be opposed to that. And the reason why I say that is because
I do remember seeing one in a picture before that had on like clothing and a Panther habit and had a side holster, that he had. So I mean, I'm not saying no, they didn't.
Watch this. Here we go. So if we are real life people, which we are, and we're also comic book fans, so we're able to sit back and say, you and I, specifically as in any veteran active duty member, when you have countries that try and invade other countries, which other countries have unsuccessfully tried to invade Wakanda, then those countries are going to leave their weaponry around. They're going to leave their equipment around, and it's going to be scavenged by those that are there, thus being able to be, if not backwards engineered, improved upon. So it's not out of the realm that we would see a Black Panther wielding a firearm. What we don't need to think to ourselves is it was a bullet. We don't need to be there where, because he had a firearm, it was doing what an American firearm would do.
And if you just want to use the process of elimination and say, if we stick to the maxim that Wakanda is the most technologically advanced nation on the planet in the 19th century, even if they did have guns, those guns would be way more technologically advanced in operation and the damage they do than just regular old pistols or other firearms.
Right.
So,
and I don't want to conflate
it. It ain't that gun. It's not that kind of gun.
Right. And I don't want to conflate it. The thing is, the Wakandan ain't dressing like the American. Like, I want to make sure that's where we're at. They not dressing like them. That's not where they're taking their influence of style from. Like that ain't that. And then clearly this action figure, this statue, as beautiful as it is, there's nothing wrong with it, is taking its influence from America. This is what this is. So, nothing wrong with it.
Right. But was that Panther as a cowboy? Of course, that was Panther as a cowboy. Paul, he had on a cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Is it canon that Wakanda has spies in the Americas before the 20th century?
Ooh.
I do not think anybody in the Americas was aware that there was a place called Wakanda in the 19th century. So if there were Wakandans in the Americas in the 19th century, why would they be there? They didn't participate in any of that. They were an isolationist nation. But go ahead there, Theo.
So, if I'm going back to Dr. Eve Ewing's run, right? Azuri would be T'Chaka's father, right?
Azuri is T'Chaka's father. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That would make Imteli Azuri's father.
And then if I'm looking at Imteli, he had a right-hand man named Ndozi.
Yeah, he did.
And Ndozi wasn't just his right-hand man. Ndozi was the leader of the Hatut Zaraze.
He was, according to Eve Ewing's run. Yes, he was.
And we know what the Doors mission was because we know why Nahanda formed the Doors.
Mm-hmm.
Keep down trouble, keep down tribes from one, because even back then, tribes was wanting to bump some heads and everything like that. Plus, Nahanda wanted to be out there in them streets. She did. So, hey, we gonna do it like this. Well,
not in the Americas.
Not in the Americas, right? But we know why the Hatut were formed. They were formed with the intent, express, illicit purpose of spying on other countries, blending in, keeping Wakanda aware of any country's interest in attacking them. In essence, Wakanda always knew what was getting ready to go down. So if we looking at that time frame when Ndozi, Imteli, that come before, and Azuri was World War what, II?
Yes.
Okay, well,
WW2, the big one.
World War II. And so he was a grown behind man. So Imteli was around before then. And let me take my glasses. Hold on. Let me come over here yonder. Let me back up and go to my history book. Hold on. Shout out to the lovely Karama Horn. Making it do what it do. Let me go to my history book.
I love the fact that there's edutainment going on this page, and I'm not even the one doing it. Infectious, isn't it?
Let me see here. We got King Takanda. Let me see. Border tribe blankets. Yeah, he had something to do with that. Border tribe tried to broker peace with Naganda. Bread basket. Hyena clan. They made up an alliance with the Jabbar and ignited the conflict known as the War of Five Clans. Let me see. King Dejada. Let me see. Doors. King Dejada was the one who started having all the doors go along with him. He ain't believe in going nowhere with the doors, and you had to talk to them first. Had a duty to share the nod. He was the first speak out against the monarchy. I'm gonna tell you what I think wound up happening. If I'm looking at this right, Hunan the Defiant, who came after Ben Hazen, he had a strong feeling about monarch. He agreed that Wakanda isolationist practices shielded Wakanda from the West. He felt Wakandans had a duty to share that knowledge, medicine, and scientific advancements with the rest of Africa. He was the first of royal Wakandan blood to speak out against the monarchy itself and was the first to state that the role of the monarchy was to make itself obsolete. So while I'm good with saying that, I'm confident. I don't want to say before Imteli, but I'm confident in saying Imteli has spies in the world. I'm confident with that one. Especially when you think of the fact, if we do look at what trend, and honestly, probably before then.
And if there were, I don't think they'd be traipsing around on a horse out in the middle of the damn desert in Arizona or Nevada or Utah somewhere. They'd be where the government was, figuring things out, getting close to people and doing things like that. But then we got to understand something too. if we talk about the 19th century, what else are we talking about here? We talk about, depending on what point you talk about in the 19th century, there was still slavery going on. Wasn't no African dignitaries coming over to the United States
right
of America.
Stay right there. Stay right there.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that. So we
that's
go back to because I was,
and then even after 1865, wasn't no African dignitaries coming over to the United States of America.
Stay right there because I'm glad you said that. You made me think because I already mentioned it.
They had to dress up like Native Americans.
This is why I wish.
I'm so slick with it. Wow.
This is why I wish he had an ongoing monthly comic, because in ongoing monthly comics, you have a tendency to reference key points in the character's past over and over and over again, so it sticks in the reader's mind. You and I have talked about Black Panther Annual 1, written by Reginald Hudlin, but the question that was asked means we have not locked in, because if we remember that story, every senior official that was running the nation got a letter. Hey, look, you need to chill out on all this slavery. You chill out. Because if you don't, it's going to be a problem. Where do we just go back to? Because Abe Lincoln got a letter. If we looking at based on Reginald Hudlin's, that annual, the reason why slavery ended in America, it was because America got threatened by Wakanda.
But in order to do that, they would have had to have somebody here inside.
Right. And so that should answer the question.
That I can see happening. That I could see being a more effective use of the Hattusarase versus what that is depicting. That is depicting anything that says anything about infiltrating or getting to a point where you can see, oh, this is some bullshit going on in this country. We need to let the king. We need to talk to the king and find out what we should do. And the king was like, "Don't trip. I will draft a letter." And that's all it took.
That's what I'm saying is, if we're Black Panther fans, we should be able to spit that out like it's nothing. Like, we should know it no different than a Batman fan, a Superman fan. Like, questions should be above and beyond us, not only answering, but asking. That answers the question right now. We respect the writer. We remember King Solomon's frogs. Okay, well, we love the characters involved and everything like that. So yeah, the Hatu, even though Karama Horn is telling us this, and Dr. Eve Ewing is giving us that portion of it and everything like that, we do know that writers add history if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So all we did was add history onto what Reginald Hudlin already gave us. The Hatu been around since the 19th century.
Now, here's the thing. Just
alive and well.
Yeah, just like you said, there is no reason whatsoever why we shouldn't have a Tales of the Black Panther series. You know, much like they did over there at Image with Spawn, and you got to see medieval Spawn, and you got to see ninja Spawn, and you got to see, you know what I'm saying, Mandarin Spawn. You got to see all of these different versions. Why can't we see the adventures of M. Telly? Why can't we see the adventures of Mamadou Fall? Why can't we see some stuff they did as Black Panthers? It'd be nice to see a story or two.
No faith. I say no faith because it's like, you don't believe you can make this character, Lord have mercy. You don't believe you can make this character appeasable to a wider audience. Yes, you can. As I said to a dude today, yeah, I get it. By and large, T'Challa's Rogues Gallery is unknown. That's not the character's fault. That's the company's fault. But there are enough villains that he's interacted with that could fill out a video game.
Oh,
but if you don't know it, it's because you not who you claim to be.
Well, you know what? We could even go back. We could even go back even further. And what's we looking at the what, but we ain't looking at the why. Why do they have this sparse, scattered, incomplete information about T'Challa, the Black Panther? Well, damn, let's look. 1966, he appeared in the Fantastic Four. Couple more issues of Fantastic Four between 66, 69, Tales of Suspense. Then he joined the Avengers. Then what happened? We had the first official T'Challa drop off. You didn't see T'Challa nowhere until like 72. And then 72 was Jungle Action. And then that was the Jungle Action run. And then after the Jungle Action run, they was like, okay, we're gonna give him like a couple issues in Marvel premiere. They continued the story Marvel, but that was later. In between that and that continuation, you had his Jack Kirby run. What I'm getting at is, you done had these breaks and breaks, a break here and a break there, and I talked about it ad nauseum on my page. If you gave him a straight and narrow a run as you gave Spider-Man, you wouldn't have all of that sparse. You know what I'm saying? I picked up Jungle Action and I learned some things about Black Panther from Jungle Action, but I didn't ever read that Jack Kirby run, so I don't know those things about Black Panther because I probably wasn't even aware that Jack Kirby did 15 issues of Black Panther. Well, like 11 of them, and then somebody else came in and did the rest of them. But for the most part, they call it Jack Kirby run. Also, I'm not going to know anything about the Christopher Priest run if all my information came from another writer doing it or another run on the book. I wouldn't know about Dennis Cowan's run where he did the art. I wouldn't know nothing about the Supremacists if I didn't read that 4-issue run of Black Panther. So to answer that, there's not enough consecutive, consistent Black Panther out there for somebody to just take a great big chunk of it out and make a story. It's because a lot of them don't even know where to find it. If you read Jungle Action, you'd have got like 10, 15 Black Panther villains. But don't nobody teach that. Don't nobody. Jungle Action was the bulk of his villains.
I'm going to say this. And this is me just exposing it for what it is. Am I saying you should initially know? No, I'm not saying. But as I said last night, you got to walk it like you talk it. So how you saying you're a fan of this character? Because we all use smart devices. These smart devices have been around for a minute now. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bail so-called fans out in today's society. I'm not. No, you got a smart device. You use your smart device to go online and make comments, call folks out their name, look at some pictures and everything like that, look at some video. You do that all day, every day, twice on damn Sunday. So I ain't trying to hear that. If you want to do something, somebody told me something a long time ago, and it's everything. If you want to do something, you want to know something, you want, not need. Because see, if you don't want it, but you need it, you're not necessary to go out there and do it, even though you need it, because you don't feel like you want it. But if you want it, desire, passion, you fishing to go get it. You want to know the lyric to UTFO, calling her a crab. You finna go learn it. You finna go learn it. You finna put it on replay. You finna write some lyrics down. You finna play it over and over and over again till you get it right. You damn sure is. If you want to know how Michael Knight became the Knight Rider, you gonna find out how it went down. You sat up here the other night.
Real quick.
You sat up here the other night. Last night, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
You went up there and got the 5 deadly venoms. You wanted to go get it. It ain't ready. Hey, everybody, their mama ain't sitting around here talking about the 5 deadly venoms.
No, they're not.
You went and got that knowledge. So to those that that's my thing, man, because I ain't never been allowed to do nothing without knowing it in my life. If I didn't know it, I got treated, I got called out for not knowing it. I did, and I ain't even tripping on that. Well, as KRS-One said, knowledge is supreme. So,
and speaking of knowledge, Paul Martin is dropping a little bit. He's adding on to what I had said before. He remembers T'Challa teaming up with Daredevil in the 70s. Yeah, he did about 3 times. I mean, not enough to say that was a run. All that does is contribute to the fact that his appearances were few and far in between. And that's kind of what I was getting at. He's one of those characters, when I ain't got nobody else to put in the book, hey, put the Black Panther in the book. Instead of, hey, let's put Black Panther in his own book. See what I'm saying? Those kinds of thought process. Hello, Grand Madam. I didn't see you over there. Hello, greetings and salutations. She said, hey, the real Theo. Theo's doing what he's doing. This is Friday. So Theo can do what he want to do over there. What? Okay. Dang, he froze up like a mug, didn't he? Anyway, we were talking about what the hell were we talking about? Oh, yeah. The necessity about this stat. I don't know. We got 30 minutes out of a conversation. We got 30 minutes out of that, man. Okay. People want us to mention and I don't mind mentioning it, but you know, as long as everybody know we steer the conversation, not y'all. We were in fact going to mention the death of Peter Kwong, who is best known for the role of Rain in Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, we were.
And the role of Tommy Tong in The Golden Child. And he had a few other roles. I know librarian Paul Martin will fish those up for me and drop them in the comments. If you could do that, sir, I would be most grateful. But yeah, I was a huge...
Did we say what's going on?
I'm sorry?
AWOL thoughts in the building? AWOL thoughts in the building.
Yeah, AWOL thoughts in the building was the thoughts that made me think about what we was doing. And we just got to it a little sooner than later. First experience with Big Trouble in Little China. The first time I saw Big Trouble in Little China, I was on leave. I was in the Navy. I was on leave, and I went and seen it on a date. I went on a date with this girl named Donna. And Donna had a very distracting body, to say the least. So I had to go and see Big Trouble in Little China another time because I was distracted the first time. You know, sometimes you seeing what's going on, but you don't see what's going on because you're trying to have something else going on. It's like, I need to see this movie when I'm not distracted. And so I wouldn't see the movie again when I wasn't distracted. And it was almost kind of because I was in the D&D too. And so to me, it was kind of like what I would imagine if I had to go into a Dungeons and Dragons adventure would be like. It's kind of like that. You know what I mean? It was just like fantasy right there in San Francisco. And I mean, they kept saying it. China's in California, Mr. Burton. They kept telling him that. And they take it in their heart. And they literally take it all with them. So, and though he had a minor role, him not speaking, his actions and some of the things he done and some of the looks on his face were really what made a lot of that movie memorable for me, at least the Three Storms was what I was taking away from Big Trouble in Little China. It was a lot of stuff going on in Big Trouble in Little China, but the three storms is what anybody ever talks about when you talk about Big Trouble in Little China. Am I lying?
Nope.
Okay. Well, wait, the dude with the lightning on the hand and oh, the one that blew up real big and the one that was flying through the air. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Jack Burton. I mean, we mentioned Jack Burton, but we're a little more impressed by the three storms than we are Jack Burton. I mean, his boy Wong was impressive, but I mean, y'all didn't see the parallel? His name was Wang Chi. Wang Chi. John Carpenter reads comic books, and you can't tell me he don't. You named your kung fu fighting character that was kicking everybody's ass in your movie Wang Chi. Yeah, I caught that. Yeah, listen, I caught that. And if that ain't what it was, I'm saying that's what it was.
I think I caught Big Trouble in Little China. I think I was home on like a Saturday. You know, it came on like a Saturday matinee or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I think it came after Soul Train. I think it came on after Soul Train. But I was watching, you know, Kurt Russell, an action hero. I don't think I had seen Kurt Russell do anything since the Warriors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And this
and he was, I think he was that dude back then.
What AWOL Thoughts was saying right here in the comments.
Say it again.
What AWOL Thoughts, this comment, it encapsulates it perfectly. When Kurt Russell punched him in the jaw and he just looked at him, you know he was about to unleash and kicked his ass across the room, literally. Kicked him, he flew about 9-10 feet across the room. He did. There, I was like, nah, you don't want none, Kurt. You don't want no bars to that cat. It is an interesting look for Halloween, and I do have a sedge hat somewhere around here. I ain't got the one that come all the way down over your face, but I got one that just you put. You know what I'm talking about. I always thought that was a cool look, even with Ninja, because I got a couple of Ninja action figures where they got that kind of look, you know, where they got the sedge and. Yeah, NECA, man, y'all don't just limit yourself to one line of toys. At least that's my maxim. I don't limit myself to one line. I want to be limitless. And speaking of lines, that is a perfect segue into what I was going to talk about next. Okay, that is a terrible image of Mr. Terrific, but let's see if we can find one better. Matter of fact, I know that we can find one better. I'm going to find you a better one because you the Rock With Me Nation and you deserve better. So I'm going to get you better. All righty. I'm in the T'Challa folder. I got to get out to the T'Challa folder. All right. That's the same image. Here we go. Open it up. What you doing, Theo? You look very, 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 very caught up. Oh, let's just use this one. We'll use
I received a message. I was checking it out, and then I was listening to what you were saying in regards to Mr. Terrific and the picture and everything like that. And I was thinking about the conversation we had earlier in regards to Mr. Terrific.
And that was my segue. That was my segue. Hello, and thank you. Mr. Terrific. There, we got an image of Mr. Terrific. They put out a 4'5" superpowers figure along with a vehicle and a figure. So he gonna have a terrific mobile. Oh man, if Mr. Terrific don't be him and get his own movie, bruh, they are putting Mr. Terrific in the position that we usually find Batman in. Is what it seems like. I mean, I wouldn't mind Mr. Terrific being 1/3 of the cinematic trinity. You know what I mean? I know they ain't gonna do that, but it would be cool if. It would be cool if. But anyways, we know Mr. Terrific got a new comic out. You know, we know Mr. Terrific gonna be in Superman. We know Mr. Terrific is popping. So that kind of inspired me.
If I may,
go ahead, interject.
If I may, DC has been quietly trying to put respect on Michael Holt's name for quite some time. Some time. If we go back to when they initially introduced this dude back in the day as a replacement for Terry Sloan, because contrary, some folks don't know this, Michael Holt is a legacy character. But they have really, Michael Holt is the more successful out the two. They've been trying to do this for a minute. Jeff Johns, he came in off the rip and put Mr. Terrific as the leader of the Justice Society of America. Bruce Timms had him in the 3rd and 4th season. He took over for the Martian Manhunter, running the JLA satellite up in the sky. He popped up over there in Arrow, even though they bent him. You know what? That's probably was. I'm sorry, because that could be taken the wrong way, considering they swapped the character. They swapped the character. I'll say that, but they still had Mr. Terrific there. Then when you look at that Batman animated cartoon that they had out, that was more or less for younger people, he was there. He looked different, different color scheme.
Brave the Bold.
Right. He was right there. Then you look at Todd McFarlane. Not 1, not 2, but 3. Then you got James Gunn. James Gunn inside of here and say, hey, I'm going to get Edie Gathegi. And I'm like, oh, you really trying to get us, because you know how we felt about how the last character he portrayed got treated. And you showing us Edie Gathegi all ripped up. So you telling the ladies, hey ladies, come on now. I got you dark and lovely right here. I got you tall, dark, and handsome. Like you ain't hear nothing when you ain't hear nothing when he did. Do you remember any complaints when they cast Edie Gathegi as the character? None. The only person had something to say stupid was Grace from Behind the Trailer Park News in regards to his hairstyle. Like, damn. I guess every hairstyle that never mind. I'm not gonna let the devil use it. I'm not gonna let the devil use it. But DC has been, the question is, when we gonna get behind the character?
Well,
and I ain't talking about me and you.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And
that's too easy.
And I agree with you 100% because he kind of came to prominence right around the same time. I want to say 97, 98, around that time frame. Or at least when we started talking about this version of Mr. Terrific, is around like late 90s, early 2000s. So he's definitely had enough time. If Miles Morales, who came out, a full 10 years almost, 10, 11 years after, and everybody and their mama knows who Miles Morales is, so why couldn't we do the same thing with Michael Holt? He's been around. Here's the first thing. First, what was the formula that makes it successful? Who has a regular monthly book? Mr. Terrific or Miles Morales? Miles Morales got a regular monthly book. Who do you keep cramming edgewise into every single book or bringing everybody into his book so we can pay attention to him? Miles Morales. Okay, you're kind of doing that with Mr. Terrific, but you're not giving him a book. You need to give him a book, and you need to give him a great villain.
Well, let me ask this question. I know you played devil's advocate last time.
Okay.
So how many of us can say we bought the Terrifics?
Oh, it's in my pull box. I just got to go get it.
You know what I'm saying? So, and even with that, you see where I just went with it. Like,
right?
I can't say it's the company's fault, because when Jeff Johns made him the leader of the JSA, I bought that. Like, I was buying the run of the JSA, but I'm like, damn, the brother. Like, I can remember. I want to make sure I say this right. I remember the story when they were taking on the Injustice Gang, and they had invaded JSA HQ, and Icicle was on their yam case, and Alex, Green Lantern, Alan Scott, he had received a severe chest wound, and Buddy was about to be out of there. They sat up there and had Michael Holt read how to perform open heart surgery. Like, I'm like, he got it like that? Like, Jeff, wait, what we doing? Like, he got it like that. Even if me and you go back to
was one of his skills.
Right.
He has an eidetic memory. That means he can remember anything he sees or reads. So,
but what I'm saying is,
why not? I bet I would. Ain't that what we do now with YouTube videos? Oh,
what I'm saying is,
I can fix this hole in the side of my house. I read a YouTube. I watched the YouTube video.
What I'm saying is, saying we Mr. Terrific fans, because you got to put your money where your mouth is. How many of us bought that story? You know what I'm saying? Even when we sit up here and me and you can talk about, well, everybody remember Blue Beetle got deleted by Maxwell Lord. Okay, y'all remember that? Cool. You remember who was with Bruce when he attacked Brother Eye in the Sky? I do, because I read it. And if that dude ain't who that dude is, this plan don't work. The only reason why the plan worked is because Brother I could not pick this brother up. How many of us bought it? How many of us know it sit out there? And see, that's my whole thing. It's like, bruh, I'm gonna tell you something. I realized a lot with what we endured with the whole imagery, representation, love, loyalty thing.
Yeah, that new 52 run that nobody ever talks about.
Right. Not everybody, bro, walk that. If I say I'm a fan, dog, I'm gonna go get that. And I be surprised sometimes because my wife have to check me. She's like, no, you do like such and such and so and so. I say, no, I don't. She be like, tell me about it. And I sit up there and start talking about so you're not a fan? So you're not a fan.
You sure know a lot for somebody who's not a fan. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's me. Well, damn it, it be stuff like this. I don't be wanting to say these. I'm not go. There's a difference between what DC then did with Michael Holt and what Marvel then did with their characters over there. I can say DC brought John Stewart in back in the day. They did. They didn't have to. They literally sidelined another character for the dude, like they did. And I ain't gonna act like ever since John Stewart has been on Justice League, because once again, he sidelined another character. That wasn't who they originally wanted to go with as far as representing Green Lanterns in that cartoon. It was Kyle. John. We going with John. DC has tried to push John. And they giving John, I think you talked about it last night. You did. Nah, I ain't thinking. You did. You talked about how characters evolve. The characters, how they started off, ain't where they at right now. They all have evolved over time. Man, you want to talk about a character that evolved over time? John Stewart.
Oh, definitely.
Coming in.
Definitely. He definitely had an arc.
Just being Hal's replacement to now you're able to create constructs, sentient constructs that exist on their own. If it ain't DC's fault if we're not checking for that character, it ain't. That character had a 12-issue monthly run. And if we sitting up here, we're comic book fans, and we know how the comic book industry move, where the first 5 issues, first 6 issues got to do something. Well, John Stewart had his run. Don't sit up in that like you're a John Stewart fan now, just because Mr. Sexy Flexy Aaron Pierre then got the role. Oh, no. That character got a rich history that go all the way back to the, what is it, 60s or 70s? Early 70s?
72, I believe it was.
Yeah, don't do that. And don't use the HBO special series to quote John Stewart's comic. Don't do that. I know some folks gonna do it, but I'm just saying, like, hell, I can say the same thing about Jefferson Pierce. Buddy had his own TV show.
Ran for a minute.
Family show.
As far as TV shows go, it ran for a minute. Yeah.
4 seasons. 4 seasons. 4 seasons. 4 seasons. I'm fooled. I start. It's some shows that lasted longer than that, and they didn't have them type of values.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gotta
it's some black shows.
We gotta understand what entertainment is. Entertainment ain't always about family values. That's why we got that ugly side, and so we need something for the people that enjoy the ugly side too. So, here's what it is.
We got a whole bunch of ugly. I'm just saying, like, I don't want folks acting like, oh, they ain't tried to do nothing with Black Lightning. Oh no, I can't say we tried to do something with Black Lightning. I've seen us do some stuff with some other stuff that I don't necessarily. I guess it was what we wanted, because clearly we didn't want that.
well, my thing is if it's black, you try to soak it up. And now everybody and their mama know, and I want to go off on a little quick tangent. I ain't gonna be too long. I promise I'll come right back. Independent comics. Now, when I say independent comics, I mean independent. I ain't talking about Image. Image is independent, but Image ain't independent. I'm talking about independent, like Godhood, Concrete, that kind of a thing. The thing I'm finding out as I collect these comics, as I accumulate these comics, they came out a while ago. Case in point, my man Greg Burnham, right here, Tuskegee Airs, and I happen to have the Illadelph Half-Life edition, but I need to give my man the signing when I get a chance. Man, him and Marcus dropped this in like 2014, 2013, somewhere around that time, and they've been shopping and rocking this all this time. Also, he's got one I've been sitting on for a minute. This right here, I can show you better than I can tell you. This one right here, this is called The Search for Sadika. This too is by Greg Burnham, and it's a story about a girl living in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right after they burn it down.
You know what? Can I say something real quick about independent comics?
Go ahead and say it, man.
And it's just, to add on to what you're saying. We do comic book reviews and everything like that, and I'm not going to sit up here and act like I don't watch other people's comic book reviews. I do. Here's what I'm gonna say. You're never going to get from the comic book review what you will get from reading it yourself. You just not. There's no way I can go above and beyond to try and make, for instance, Michael B. Jordan Creed the next round. I can go above and beyond to try and, tell you how good it is and everything like that. But to truly appreciate it,
well, I picked up Exile.
Yeah,
from watching your review.
Right, and the same thing with Philadelphia. You feel what I'm saying? The same thing with Harriet Tubman. It was off your review, but the thing is what I'm trying to get people to understand is that reading it, the review is nice, but being able to say, "Oh man, I read it," because the person that's reviewing it, they're reviewing it from their perspective. That's what we do. We give it to you from, and we're trying to give you what you need. We're trying to tell you what, but we're telling you what we got from it. You know, hoping that there might be some similarities. We might have some commonalities there. But I'm telling you, like, I can listen to somebody give me a comic book review, but there's no comparison in reading that story itself. And when you read that story, you're like, damn, like, oh wow, like, man,
Well,
wait, like,
and you know, when I did comic book reviews initially, when I would do comic book reviews, it would just be cover to cover, and I talk about every single page, say what's going on in the whole. But then I was like, wait a minute, that's just like a digital comic book with somebody talking over the top of it. So rather than do that, I changed up and said, I'm gonna tell you about how I feel about this book. And I'm going to accompany that with some pictures. Or there may be some cases where there's so much action going on, and we might go page, but then I'm going to stop and then I'm going to talk some more. So it's not going to be me giving you 100% a whole comic book. The purpose of the review, at least mine, should be to whet your appetite enough for you to go out and get that book.
I'm just telling you, like, me for mine, like, Bitterroot, regardless of however I describe Bitterroot to you, it's better than what I'm telling you.
Bruh.
Like, when Juju told me to do the book, the comic book review that I was doing, daggum, I forgot the name of it. I couldn't do it justice. There's no way in the world I could do that justice. I couldn't.
And have we been watching Ayanu on HBO Max, or have we watched that yet?
No, man, no. Don't make me lie to you. Go and break it down, brother.
That Ruyo Akupe is involved in that project. He was doing a book called Malika, Warrior Queen, and I kind of covered that, and then it's a team book, but it's an anime that's on HBO and it's African based. Rock with it.
Okay.
So I don't know what made me mention that, but that was for somebody talking about supporting. That's it. Practicing what we preach, supporting what we do. I know I ain't got the deets on it, but I know Black Sands is getting ready to come out with something.
Okay.
And when that drops, I will definitely, you know what I'm saying, let everybody know and get on. Because I mean, it ain't enough for us out there for us to not be watching or paying attention to what is out there. And don't get it twisted. I ain't saying everything out there is great and everything out there is marketable. But I'm gonna give it a shot and look at it to see if it is. But then if I deem it ain't, it's because I looked at it and I found something that I didn't like or that was flawed in it or whatever. And that's my right to have an opinion. But at least I looked at it. At least I gave it a chance. And that's what we need to do with these little, you know, out there projects, these little smaller joints, because man, I done talked to some of these cats, bro, and they are struggling. They ain't got no big company behind them like Marvel and DC. So they are literally stealing from Peter to pay Paul to keep their stuff going. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'll at least read. If you put that much hustle into it, I'll give you a shot. If you put that much hustle into it, if you got a finished product for me to say, brother, read this and tell me what you think, I'm gonna read it.
I want to applaud those creators that are working with you. That's something I know that you and I talked about before, where there needs to be some type of synergy there and everything. Understanding that if we're talking about building wealth in the community, it is what it is. So I want to applaud those creators, Concrete Comics, God's.
Godhood.
Let me sure say Godhood. I say Godspeed, but that's just because Finish watching the
Godspeed
episode.
to Godhood. Go get it, baby.
So, but no, man, like it's supposed to be a collaborative effort. Like if we sit up here and we understand how the system works, the thing is when we talk about stands, but we always talk about stands from a negative perspective. No, the stand is not a negative perspective. It's just the perspective you don't like over there. No, it's a useful perspective if done right. No, we're supposed to be stands for them like some folks are for certain comic book companies and movie studios and everything like that. Like, as folks, somebody bragged and told Mr. Smith one time, I don't know when the last time I paid for a movie ticket. Oh, okay. It's interesting. You know what? I want to get to the point where me and you can say, you know what, man, I can't tell you the last time I bought a comic book.
Then they're going to have to get mighty awful. You know what I'm saying? There are some, and strange as it is to believe.
No, I ain't talking about God awful. I'm talking about where we're working with creators like they're working with you, where we ain't got to buy them. Oh, no, you're going to send it to me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you going to send it to me. I'm going to break that puppy down. I'm going to hype it up. Like, I ain't going to have shit bad. I ain't going to have nothing bad.
Here we go. Hey, well, thought just asked me, have y'all ever reviewed Isom? No, but if you send me a copy of Isom, I will review it. Cause the Acolyte review that I did on issues 1 and 2 and the Absolver reviews I'm going to do, those comics were sent to me. So if somebody wants to send me a comic to review, I will gladly review that joint for you. So I love independent stuff.
Do we turn them down? No. Who Flash by Night sent me he sent me Creed the Next Round, reviewed it. Juju sent me the comic book series that he wanted me to review, reviewed it. Why not?
Yeah, you send it to me. I'll review that. I'll review it, sure. You know what I'm saying? You might know some stuff I don't know on the independent tip because there's literally independent stuff popping up every other day.
Wait, ain't this funny? Ain't this funny? If we'll review stuff that ain't being sent to us because we're having to pay for it. That's hustling backwards.
I already told him. I'm like, if you want to get some visibility for your book, trust me, all day, every day, it's people out here. You just gotta send it to them. You know what I'm saying? If you fund it, holla at me. You know what I mean? And if I already got your book, can I send it to you so you can sign it? So I can say I knew you back then. And if it be worth some money, I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what I mean? So let's make it a mutually beneficial thing for everyone.
Me and Darryl are trying to get our own. Me and Darryl are trying to get our own comic book talk show, the first of its kind, where we talk movies, comics, action figures, sports, music. See me and Darryl.
Okay, it'll be the first of its kind to have a variety of talk topics because there is one that Frankie does.
It's go. We're gonna have our own band. We're gonna have musical artists every week. Every week. You know, every week. That's what that is and everything like that. Yeah. We're gonna have our own band in the background. Jam.
Not a band. Snap. We gonna have a band. Goodness gracious.
Listen. We gonna go back to old school like that. We gonna show up. We gonna be dressed nice. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have guests on the dadgum show. We gonna have fun. That's what that's gonna be. We gonna remind you what it used to be like.
Real quick, since we got people on here that love to see guests, that love to talk about guests being on somebody's show, let me give you something to talk about. June 20th. June. Yeah, June's next month. June 20th. Mr. Joseph Illidge will be back And we will be reviewing Blood Letter, his new Spawn comic book. So go as Martin Lawrence say, run tell that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna let you know. We gonna drop out. We gonna be dropping the pub for it here next week. So y'all get ready. What Batman say? Tell all your friends about us. So it's going down like that there. Y'all want guests? We got guests. Y'all want variety? We trying to get that to you. Just give us a play, baby. That's all we saying. We got it out here for you. We got it out here for you. It's the Ice Cream Man. Don't you hear the music? What's up? It's just a vibe.
Speaking of Ice Cream Man, he like, Theo, that's a stretch. I know, but I'm gonna go with it. Some got put in the freezer. Some got put in the freezer this week.
Oh my God.
Something got put in the freezer this week, didn't it? You got Deep Six.
That there. that right there. You talking about that? Yeah. Did a video on it last night, and in the immortal words of Malcolm X, I feel like it's just a case of chickens coming home to roost, and chickens coming home to roost never bothered me since I'm an old farm boy. I feel like because there's been a lot of erroneous information that went out about this game, and we pushing a narrative that wasn't 100% accurate or honest about the game. Okay. I know there was some staffing issues and this kind of a thing, but I like to think that karma is real. And that when you don't do right by the people who do right by you, karma is a lady that has fingernails and she sharpens those shits and scratches the hell out of people who do not line up the way they're supposed to be lined up. That was supposed to happen. So I'm sorry a bunch of people lost their jobs behind it, but if you didn't do enough research to know you didn't do enough research, then damn. What we supposed to do about that? How can I make a game about a character based on nothing but movie experience? There is so much more to that character than the movie experience. You can't find no villains other than Skrulls. Claw never crossed your mind. I mean, I ain't finna go down the line naming all these villains because I got videos where I done named them a dozen times and Theo got videos where he done named them a dozen times. You want to know the 10, 15 villains that T'Challa got? Go watch the videos, man. But he got villains that are exclusive to him. So if it's a Black Panther game, why don't we put Black Panther villains in the game that's exclusive to him? Maybe somebody read one day and was like, oh, who's Baron Macabre? He's a Black Panther villain? Oh, who's the Soul Strangler? Why didn't somebody tell us about him? Why do we not know these things? We could have put him in our game. Do you know how cool the Soul Strangler would have looked in a game?
So somebody put on social media, folks wouldn't have known who the villains is, so it wasn't going to be necessarily appealing. I'm sorry. I done played every Grand Theft Auto game that came out. I ain't known a damn thing about them characters till they popped up in Grand Theft Auto. Some of us didn't play Red Dead Redemption. We have. In essence, you didn't play video games before and not known a damn thing about the characters involved other than the titular character. I don't know why. When you know you've done it. See, that go back to the whole recast thing for me. I don't know why we do stuff like that. I don't know why we do. I know I'm vibing. That's why I got my eyes closed. I don't know why we do that. You know, if you play video games You played video games and not know two damn things about all the characters in it, save one. But with this particular character, oh, you got to know everybody and their mom in the damn game.
Grand Madam said, karma is reaping exactly what you sow. Inconsistency and chaos. That's what was being sown over at Cliffhanger Games because the EA wouldn't do right by him and still didn't do right by him.
What do we say? That's going to be an expensive coaster.
Hey, already. What Kamayo say? Got brick like an old Nokia phone. What did Seeley say to Mr.? You do right by me.
Wait, Daryl, do you know how stupid it is to say we can't think of any villains when you done made 3 of his damn villains heroes? You done made 3 of his damn villains, 3 of his primary villains. You turned them into Black Panthers the damn selves. But you can't come up with no damn villains.
And that's the part that I couldn't understand. Why didn't you just you could have used the supremacists? I think I said that a couple times. Wait, who are the supremacists? We've never read about the supremacists before. Who are they? Basically the South African Justice League during apartheid. And I don't, well, then again, I don't know how well a group of South African superheroes would pan out today, given the current political atmosphere.
Bruh, the fact that they said, you know what? I'm trying to be nice. I'm just gonna say I'm glad the game ain't coming out. How about that? I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna be discreet. Hey, I'm glad the game ain't coming out because that was trash.
They couldn't put Dr. Doom in the game.
You know what? I'm just glad the game ain't coming out. I'm just glad the game ain't coming out. That was trash. We got to tell it how.
How cool would that have been to look at? How cool of a scene would that have been in a video game? You understand what I'm saying? He said, I got that at the house. Bro, that's a nice ass picture. I think that's Gabriel Del Otto, I think, did that picture.
Bro, I'm so much like Eddie.
Y'all ain't getting that because didn't nobody cliffhanger thing. It would have been a good idea. So,
bro, I'm like Eddie Kane Jr. If we're not gonna do it right, then let's just not do it at all. Like for real, dead ass. Like let's just come on now.
Well,
we ain't gotta do that.
It looked like they made
we ain't gotta do that.
They made that decision for him. Y'all wasn't gonna do it right, so
like
there you go. Yeah, I'm not, yeah, just like you said, I'm not sad about it because you know what I'm saying? And now folks is like, oh, but we still getting that 1943 Rise of Hydra game. It ain't came out yet. You might want to
Here's the thing. Folks don't understand. Folks read social media boards just like you do.
They might have something to say still. They might still be like, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. And them folks at the video game company get spooked and be like, oh, we shut it down. Ain't nobody gonna buy it. You're right.
Listen, and we need to understand this. If they shut down a whole movie, they shut down Batgirl. They like, nah, we're not even gonna do it. We're not even gonna put it out.
Mario asked which one of us is recreating this picture. I can. I got all of the necessary things for that.
Let me see. Who that, Crossbones?
Boy, you need your glasses fixed. No, that's Dr. Doom, man.
Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah, we can make that do what it gonna do.
And I would love to
absolutely.
figure out, and I would love to figure out a way to make. I think I got some stuff where I can make a scratch across the front of his vestment there.
Oh yeah. Actually,
so,
all that is, you know what? We'll talk.
Yeah, I know you could probably make a stencil or something like that. Oh, don't worry about. Oh, I got a bunch of. Hey, you know what I just thought about? Do you know what's coming up next month?
Superman.
That's July. Juneteenth.
Okay, yeah, Juneteenth.
Okay, and I've done this a couple times, and I ask people, you know what I'm saying, and I get different answers. And here's Theo, so Theo's in front of me, so I'm gonna ask Theo, how are you preparing for Juneteenth, and what are you gonna be doing on Juneteenth?
Well, the missus is looking at putting some stuff together for Juneteenth. Some you know, stuff that she'll be making for Juneteenth. Me myself, it's always been, let me just sit back and appreciate what I have, because there are folks that didn't get it, never had it, and they, you know, made sacrifices for me to have what I have. So for me, it's just a day of reflection.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's what you should do, is reflect. And a lot of times, and since it's now a federal holiday, I devote more time to it than what I used to. You know what I'm saying? I acknowledge it for that, like you said, that reflection, and to, just like on Black History, remember the achievements of people that look like us. All those wonderful things you would not have if it was not for Black people. The guitar, blood plasma, the elevator, the gas mask, the mailbox, my dude, the mailbox, baby buggies, because we were tired of carrying our kids around. And you know, back then we used to have a lot of them.
And you know what? In celebration of that spirit and everything like that, let me say this.
Yes, sir.
Don't let folks tell you what you can't do.
Never.
Like, that's part of that reflection thing. Is think about, there are those that came before us that have achieved greatness because they believed that they could do it. And when you think about that, how dare you, if you've done it, think about it. Why? Why would you tell another brother or sister what they cannot achieve when there's history literally there that we could do it? If we put our mind to it, it might take us a little time, it might not. We gonna get it done. So, you know, like I said, it's just one of those things where I just sit back and, you know, because there's still work to be done. There's still greatness to be achieved, you know. So
Kamayo said he's doing Black stuff all day. Food, museums, gatherings, all of that. Well, I mean, you know, most cities, most you know, Black communities in cities, and believe it or not, Anchorage, Alaska is no different. They have a Juneteenth celebration. And we always have had a Juneteenth celebration here. Since before I got here, there were Juneteenth celebrations going on. Yes, y'all, there are black people in Alaska. You're looking at one. So,
well, hey, you know I'm in Florida.
Well, we know we plentiful down there. And
I just don't think we celebrate. I just don't think we acknowledging Juneteenth this year, because we got that dude in office,
bruh. Even if he don't acknowledge it, unless that ain't ever stopped me from doing what I wanted to do before. You don't like it, come get me, and take some barbecue with you when you leave, because that's what I'm gonna be doing. Because that's what I'm gonna be doing on Juneteenth. I'm gonna be barbecuing some stuff. You know what I mean? So whatever, and watching black movies all day long. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be watching Friday. I'm gonna be watching Superfly. I'm gonna be watching Brooklyn. If it got some black folks in it, I'm gonna be watching it. That's what I do. That's how I get there.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah.
This me right here. You know what? I'm gonna overdose on some Michael Jai White. I'm gonna hit me some Ola A kid and play. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little bit of house parties, some school days. Give me some class act. I don't know.
Don't forget that Players Club. Stripping business, partner.
See, I won't see. Here's the thing. I ain't cool with O'Shea right now.
But for Mac, man. Mac.
Okay. My bad. Yeah, I heard you say the Players Club.
Stripping business started long time ago. Long time ago.
No, okay. Yeah, I'm with because I can't mess with O'Shea. I can't mess with O'Shea right now.
And House Party 4, because Bernie Mac is in that too. I know where I know you from. They used to call you Jawbone.
That's what we doing? I'm gonna have to cut you right now. Listen, man. Let me tell you something. Can we say it's two cats that I feel like left too soon? Bernie Mac is definitely one of them, but the other one would be not Faison Love, but what's my dog name? Robin Harris, man. Come on, man. Like,
and both of them from the Chi. Both of them from the Chi. Real business.
Man, when I seen that dude HBO special and he did Bebe's Kids, you ever laugh so hard you blacked out for a little bit?
I don't know if I blacked out, but I had trouble breathing.
Bruh, when he hit me with Bebe's Kid, bruh, it was one of those times I laughed so hard. And when I say I blacked out, like my eyes wide open, but I can't see nothing but black. I can't see nothing but black and everything. Like I didn't lost it, and the vision just so the vision come back, bruh. He had me rolling. Man, even the small part he had in Harlem Nights.
House Party, and of course Do the Right Thing. And I'm not calling him by that name. I don't care what you say. I'm not calling it. Ain't no way. I'm going to turn around and look at another man and say, hey, sweet Willie. Your name is Willie, and I'm not putting that other part on the front of it. What's up, Willie? We can square up right now, but I'm not calling you that, dude. Period.
What my dog did the Kings of Comedy routine, Bernie Mac. Which
he was teasing me.
I thought I told you to take your fucking ass the fuck upstairs. I thought the fuck I told you to go upstairs. What the fuck is you doing down here? Him on some milk and cookies.
You heard what I told the punk before. No, I like where he was telling the joke about the kid, about the handicapped kid getting on the bus in the morning. Why do you keep leaving my child? Because he has special needs. The bus driver said he was teasing me.
My dog said, if he said, I'm heavy structured, I'm big boned. If I took the shit out right now, so we'll go play. You don't understand. Kick it.
He killed.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Hey, but did you ever hear the story behind that?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No,
Back
sir.
in the day, on Def Comedy Jam.
Yes, sir.
It was kind of cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? And like Russell Simmons would pull up on mugs that was in there, that was scheduled to be on the show, and pull them and be like, nah, you ain't going on because you ain't funny enough. But Bernie Mac was dead ass about what he was saying when he came out there. He was telling them that backstage. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And so when he got out on stage, he was 100. Y'all don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And
listen. And I think that's the thing, man. I think that's the thing. You know, when somebody got it, they got it. And I think we do a lot of, I'm not gonna say a lot of, I'm gonna say too much. We don't do enough of lifting one another up, you know, for whatever reason. You know, we'll lift up the stranger we don't know before we lift up the neighbor we do know. And we do that too often and everything like that. You know, Bernie Mac has been Bernie Mac. Like I can't say one time Bernie Mac ain't been Bernie Mac.
And Grand Madam hands us a cautionary comment. Both died from stress-induced diseases. Okay, that's that thing you do in Hollywood, man. I mean, you working in Hollywood, everything is stress-induced. So I think it boils down to, and I think what Grand Madam is getting at, got to take care of yourself. You got to take care of you got to take care of yourself mentally. You got to take care of yourself spiritually. You got to take care of yourself physically. You know what I'm saying? Because all of that stuff is stress-inducing. I remember a story I heard about John Witherspoon. John Witherspoon said every check he ever made, he made house payments. And he would pay house payments up for like 6, 7, 8 months because he didn't know he was going to be working again. At least he would have a place to stay when he was trying to figure it out. That's the kind of thinking, you know, folks beyond Generation X don't have. You know how you're going to get the avocado toast in the morning, but you don't know how you're going to pay your bill. But that's a whole nother show, and I'm not going to get up into all that right now. And as I can see, my man Theo is pulling out action figures. My friend, is it that part of the show, my friend?
Yeah. You know, I know we wanted to keep the show to a certain length, so I want to make sure I did this while we were on air because we said we was gonna do this and everything like that. So
hey, no problem. We get that in right. We get that in right now.
I want to make sure I stayed true to the game.
No doubt. See, this is the kind of stuff that you don't see when we're making videos because all I got to do is pause to do. And you don't see all of this, you know, in the finished product because I done did everything I needed to do ahead of time.
Right.
What are we going to be premiering over there in Theo land, sir?
Well, you know, it's not necessarily a premiere as much as it is an update, per se, as you will. Y'all know me. I don't claim to be no Riri Williams fan. God knows I don't. I think but you know, imagery, representation, love, loyalty, that kind of is what that is. And so, in essence, I ain't necessarily got to be a Riri Williams fan. That's a representation of a substance. That's what that is. And so, I had this. And, you know, I went back, I revisited because I was thinking about a nice little photo shoot that I could do for Armor Wars. And the darndest thing, this right leg won't bend. And so I'm in my feelings. I'm in my feelings. Being in my feelings, I understand we got an Ironheart TV series underway. And I know how the system works. Our stuff ain't valued till we happen to show up somewhere. And so I know that the price of the comic book inspired action figure is what it's going to do. Nobody gives two damns about that MCU version. I'm telling you, you can get it for the low. When I say get it for the low, just think about that song. Get it for the low. Get it for the low.
Super low.
I
seen it. I ain't got no reading lie. I took pictures. I could pull a picture out my phone and show you.
Like, I ain't gonna lie. I just thought about something. And if I see anybody doing it, I know where you got that idea from. You could literally army build with that.
You could.
If I see anybody doing it, I just need you to know I'm coming for you. I know you.
Hey, so
take a photo like that if you will.
Hey,
I ain't getting no credit.
I'm a preface that with this little maxim of the lesson that I have learned from that, and that is this: everything I share ain't everything I possess. So that way, I still, cause see, I watch too much anime, and and on anime, you know, just when you think you done beat the character down, they always, when they start laughing, oh, it's gonna be a problem. Or if they make a face like, and smile at you, oh, you thought that was the highest level I could achieve?
I'm just saying, I don't want no problem later on. I don't want no problem later on.
But yeah, so there'll be no problem. There'll be no problem. Matter of fact, you're gonna be able to expound and compound here in a little while, because you're going to have Boris Bulski real soon.
So what now?
Oh, he didn't even know. He ain't care. You're gonna have Boris Bulski real soon.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have a nice photo shoot coming our way real soon.
Yeah. So yeah,
real soon.
It's my turn, right? Okay, nothing special, nothing spectacular.
Yes, sir.
But I have been preparing, like I was telling Theo off air, that I want to do an Iron Fist issue number 15 photo shoot. Now, I have every X-Man that was in that book, except for, well, now I got them. I wasn't going to at first, but I went on ahead and I snagged the Green Banshee. He's got the screaming head, and I've got a kind of like a sonic effect where when he does the scream thing, I could put that behind it, and I can, like he said, I can show you better than I can tell you. But the Iron Fist 15 thing, that's gonna be coming up real soon. I think it got a comic book to go with it. I must have just dropped it. There's a little comic book. I don't know why they've been doing that. Like Marvel been doing that, putting these little mini comics in here with the action figure so they can like read their own comic. I don't know. I don't think it's the greatest idea, but they seem to like it. So whatever you dig. Also in other action figure for Action Figure Tuesday, those of y'all that tune in to Action Figure Tuesday, this is gonna be the topic right here. That is the Street Fighter Blanca. I don't know if you can see that there. Can you see that now? The Blanca. That's Blanca. So we're gonna be doing that on Tuesday. I also got his homeboy, Mr. Sonic Boom himself, Guile. And so I think that brings my Street Fighter character total to about 9. So I'm waiting to get the bad guys. I want to get a Sagat and I want to get a M Bison. Oh, he just figured it out. Yes, you are absolutely right, Kamoyo King. It is the Titanium Man. Theo, what you got going on this weekend?
Yes, sir.
What you got going on this weekend?
Man, well, you know what? Shortly after we get off this live, man, this Terrific issue 1 will be uploading.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out.
So yeah, we got that. We got that coming. After that, this week we still want to get to our Protectors of Wakanda. We still want to get that out and everything.
Okay.
We just gonna see.
Really though.
But definitely dropping Mr. Terrific later on this
there it is.
This evening, morning.
See little teensy
in a few minutes.
The little teensy tiny little giant size X-Men. I just wanted to show that to you.
Okay.
So the characters got their own comic book to read. Okay, all right. It's a bit much for me, but if that's the stuff you like to do to make your action figure that much cooler,
I mean, you know,
so be it.
I look at it like this. So
I hate.
This is the toy. This is the toy segment. So I you know what? I do have Marvel videos, the latest Marvel Legends releases. I will be releasing a Fantastic Four action figure review, preview of the Marvel Legends that they just released yesterday. What I'm going to say is this: is that, as my daughter would say, people gonna peep, right?
Right.
I can't tell you, okay, those action figures look like the MCU, except for the thing. He doesn't have his shirt on, and he doesn't have his feet covered. So you see the white portion of the boots, but it's cut off at his ankles.
That's weird.
If you just gotta have them, you're gonna get them. If you've already got the Fantastic Four and you're more along the lines of, like, I got the ones in the black costume. I did not want the ones in the blue costume. But not only do they have the ones in the blue costume with the black gloves, but they also got the ones in the blue costume with the white gloves. And then you got the Marvel Select that's already out there. And then you got the ones in the black costume. And now you have this.
Them ones?
Wait, hold on. Let me wait. You would do that.
That's the I think like the earlier one.
Yeah, that would actually be the one from the movie.
This? Nah. Comic.
Okay, yeah. That's the Toy Biz one. Since then,
yes.
Ones that they released, the ones that I was speaking of from the Hasbro wave, right? So right. I'm like, the only reason you want this is because it's MCU inspired, but that's the only reason. Like, There's literally no other reason for you to do it other than the fact it's then they got the Juggernaut. That's a deluxe action figure. It's bigger than any Juggernaut they've ever released.
Good
It
God.
doesn't come with an unmasked head, so
Good.
that kind of is that. But now the
Oh, I could
star of
do
the
that?
day,
Oh, wow, I could do that too. Thank you for reminding me.
the star of the day was the Schumann Gorath action figure.
I saw that. I saw that. I saw that. Quick question. Quick question.
Yeah.
Who asked for that figure? Did you? I distinctly remember never asking ever for that action figure.
And I think I feel that way.
I am the minority.
I think I feel that way about that entire wave, though. So it's like, okay, I get it. You got to do it because the Fantastic Four movie is coming out. You don't have a choice.
They reaching.
Yeah. So yeah, because I'm like, you release a Wolverine versus a Silver Samurai. Okay.
What? I'm about to have Banshee scream at that.
Yeah. You got Psylocke versus Thanos. All right.
Well, it's you know what it is? It's the Marvel versus Capcom line. Is what it is. And as ridiculous.
Who asked for that? Going back to your question, who asked for that?
I think somebody was playing a nostalgia game. Honestly, I think somebody, because there's people out there. I mean, Marvel Capcom got a following now. So, Marvel versus Street Fighter, all that stuff. People mess with it heavy. You know what I mean? But that other junk we was talking about, not so much. So, Banshee gonna scream at that.
I ain't trying to be funny. I believe what you're saying. Marvel Capcom got a follow. That's a video game.
It is a video game. You are 100% correct, sir.
Do they have enough of a following for them to justify making these action figures?
Yes. Yes, they do. Because everybody who likes Marvel versus Capcom ain't just comic book fans. If that makes sense. A lot of video gamers.
No, I wasn't even referring. That was my question. Because see, I'm compartmentalizing. My question ain't got nothing to do with that. I was looking at the action figure fan. My question is, are there enough Capcom fit fans that are action figure collectors? Because the action figure collector is like, yeah, I like some of them. If I'm looking at this from an action figure collector perspective, this is what I'm saying. I already got these characters. The only interest for me to purchase them would be my interest as a Capcom fan.
I agree with you 100% on that tip. I'm just saying, I thought you was talking about the matchups. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Dolo going against Thanos. Yeah.
No. I was just mentioning the characters involved.
Dolo go against each other in that movie. Who in comics they get washed in like 2 seconds.
Oh no, big bro. I wasn't coming from there. I was just saying the characters involved, the action figures involved. I wasn't coming at it like that. No, not at all. Now the Psylocke action figure isn't bad, but I really want to. I don't want that Thanos. Like I don't want that. Like, and so, but there are so many Thanoses out there. Like the only appeal for that 2-pack is that particular Psylocke, because that Psylocke secondhand market got a price tag. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, so you give me another Captain America. Good Lord Jesus have mercy. Here we go again with Captain America. Wolverine, Captain America, Venom. Really? Wait, Omega Red. And Omega Red ain't his coloration is altered. I'm like, mind you, I'm sitting up here like this. I got Captain America. I got Wolverine. I got Omega Red. I do. I got Psylocke. I do. That ain't the Thanos that I want. It ain't. So I'm looking at all. I got Juggernaut. I do. And we understand in this economy, the money got to be justified. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, if I'm looking at the action figure collector, yes, I got a Capcom as a fan base that's built in, but the action figure collector that may already have these characters in these very same color variations, why would they buy this? Because that Eddie Brock Venom action figure is just a repaint. That Captain America is just a repaint with some other accessories. That's it. That Omega Red, it's a repaint.
And yeah, and I think like kind of what Kamoyo's saying, that all those action figures, that's all geared towards gamers. You know what I'm saying? So, and it is, and if I'm not mistaken, it is Gamerverse in collaboration.
It is. No, you're absolutely right. It is
Gamerverse. That's why they don't care what comic book people think.
And see, that's the thing. Once again, I'm not coming at this from a comic book perspective. I'm coming at this from a action figure perspective. So you need to care what the action figure collector thinks. And so I'm asking myself, as an action figure collector, not a comic book fan, as an action figure collector that collects action figures, what's my appeal? I already got some of these figures in the same damn color scheme. If I ain't got the same action figure, the character.
You doubling down that same market wants video game identical versions of that character. Because here, we just got done talking about it the other day. Are you a fan of Captain America?
I mean, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, because my action figure collection completely say something different.
Exactly, and so that's my point. Now, there are people out there who might feel that way. Yeah, there are people out there who might feel that same way about Psylocke. You see what I'm saying? I want every version of Psylocke there is. Let me get every version of Psylocke there is. So I even want the Capcom version of Psylocke. And they're hoping that demographic is big enough to turn the profit.
Now, here's the thing. It's ironic that you mentioned comic book, because I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't coming back at it from a comic book fan perspective. But when we talk about Psylocke, they've got her in two different, schemes. They got her in her X-Force black costume and the assassin costume. Well, the one for Capcom is the one that people really want. It's the assassin look, because that's more in line with the comic book or X-Men 97, X-Men 97 animation cartoon. That's the popular look, but it's the popular look because of the comic book. So my interest in her, that particular action figure, right? It's not the video game.
Okay.
My interest in her to collect that 2-pack is because of the comic book.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
okay,
compartmentalizing.
And for whatever reason it is, that's cool and fine. But if we talking about the whole reason for that line even existing is the comic book collectors who are also video game players and fans of Marvel versus Capcom and action figure collectors. Because that is actually a demographic. Those four things exist as one demographic. I bet you there are people in the chat right now who collect action figures, are fans of video games and comic books, and Marvel versus Capcom.
I see some ollies somewhere. I see some ollies somewhere in the future.
I ain't mad at you, dog. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
The only one I'm telling you, the only ones that ain't gonna make it.
If it ain't something I ain't crazy about, bro, I feel you, bro. Do you know? I am looking. I'm looking for a Balrog, the Street Fighter Balrog,
Right?
the one that's patterned after Mike Tyson. I'm looking for that.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
I'm looking for him.
And see, that's my thing. In this financial market that we find ourselves in, you know, you picking and choosing what you spending your funds on. You feel what I'm saying?
You have to.
I want to say when me and you first started kicking it, bro, we was knocking out waves. We wasn't cherry picking.
Oh yeah. I mean, because if there were waves, I wanted more than the build the figure they made.
Right, you dig? So,
right.
But now I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand. I played Capcom. I'm not finna act like that. See, I'm not finna act like that. But I'm like, them a lot of the same damn characters over and over again. And so you think that's what's for them? Okay, I like it. Shumin Gorath, Gargantos, that's gonna sell. That Juggernaut, because he big and chunky. Now here's the thing. I'm like, damn, is him and the Hulk the same damn size?
They supposed to be. Or comparable.
So I'm like, that's gonna sell. Them two items gonna sell right there.
But
I'm gonna sit here and watch how
we don't gotta. I see where you coming from too. Yeah, if you're a fan, you're a fan, and that's all I can say. If you're a fan, you're a fan. God bless you. But I feel like I'm like you. I could just get my Juggernaut and my Psylocke and have them fight. I like Capcom. I like Marvel. I played Marvel versus Capcom. I love Marvel versus Capcom. But you asking me to go back and get all Magneto, and you asked me to go and get that version of Iron Man that was in the game, and you asking me to go back and nah. I'm gonna go ahead and rock Marvel versus Capcom with the Marvel Legends that I got, and I'm gonna just like do what I'm doing and collect this Street Fighter joint. Look at me, homemade Marvel versus Capcom. Because how much do that Psylocke and Juggernaut? How much is that running?
Bruh, it's the Psylocke versus Thanos. That's got to be $49.99 off the rip. I'm going with that.
And what we always say, I got it at the house. I got it at the house. I like, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I love Marvel versus Capcom. But, bruh, I'm not finna just go out and get some more figures that I already got. I mean, I know I got dupes of stuff, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I'm just weird. I'm weird. I'm sorry. I'm weird.
No, bro. Listen. It's like I was telling my daughter's male friend. You know, at some point in time, you got to stop being a consumer and you got to become a seller. Like your mindset need to shift. Like, no, I need to decrease what I'm taking in. I need to start distributing. Well, when I look at what we're doing, man, I'm like, hold on. I like action figures. I don't mind putting money in some people's pockets, but I ain't finna waste my change. I'm not finna waste my change. I got Psylocke and Juggernaut at the house, and that ain't the Thanos that I want.
And that's all we saying.
If I'm gonna get Thanos, I'm gonna pay a 2-pack for Thanos, there is a 2-pack that I'm looking at with Thanos and another figure.
I mean, it's a phenomenon. It's a phenomenon. I will not deny that. I know it is a phenomenon. I'm just saying I ain't phenomenon with it. That's all I'm saying. It's epic. I know the level. I know what Marvel versus Capcom is. I'm just saying it ain't moi. It's not your boy. I'm not. I not the figures. If they come out, they got another game coming out. I rock that. I'm with all of that. I'm just saying. I don't see the justification in purchasing for it. That's all.
Wait.
For me.
They got a sunspot. I want to pick your brain on this one. I want to pick the Rock With Me Nation brain on this one. I want to pick the Friday Night Vibe on this
Sunspot?
one.
I got 2 sunspots.
They releasing the X-Men 97 inspired sunspot.
One moment, please.
Ooh, woo. Y'all like, Theo, why you be doing stuff like that? Listen, I'm just reporting the news. That's all I do is report the news. Can't get mad at me because I report the news.
Where did I put my sunfire? Goodness gracious. I'm
gonna report the news. I'm gonna tell you what's going on.
I'm a sunfire.
I'm gonna give you my opinion. I'll tell you how things probably should be done, but I'm just gonna give you. I ain't gonna alter the facts. Facts is the facts is the facts. I ain't gonna do that. So, my question. With that being said, y'all getting the X-Men 97 sunspot?
Oh, you said sunspot.
Look up, down, guy. Play this game, something fair. How you feel about T'Challa?
You said sunspot. I thought you said sunfire. You got me over here getting ready to pull out, you got me out here getting ready to pull out Shiro Yoshida. I agree with that sentiment. Kamoyo, I am not disagreeing with you for 1 second.
I believe in when he's okay. So I'm not saying gamers aren't collectors, right? I'm not saying that, but it's every collector is not a gamer.
Right.
You know,
right.
How can I put this? So here we go. Prime example. Dan from Dan reviews action figures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dan is a huge action figure collector. He don't give 2 damns about the MCU figures. He don't. He prefers the comic book figures. And so
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. And that's low key what I'm saying. Yeah, you got gamers that are collectors, but just like you got gamers that are collectors, you got collectors that aren't gamers. And your target audience as an action figure collector, I'm not knocking the Captain America. He looked like Captain America. He come with a nice shield effect. He do. Best shield effect I done seen, to be honest with you. But it's Captain America. I know somebody gonna get it, but just like we can say somebody's gonna get it, we can honestly say there's gonna be somebody that's gonna say, no, I'm not gonna get that. Because they got that action figure already. And they low key.
Yeah. There are action figures.
You know what I'm saying?
And there are action figures that people don't. I get it. And by no stretch of the imagination do I think what we are trying to say here is that line is trash or that the line is going to fail. That's not what we're saying here. What we're saying here is, as individual collectors, we do not feel any sense of urgency to purchase it. That's it. I ain't saying none of that stuff that's being said in the comments don't exist. Never did. All I'm saying is just for me. All right. I'm not finna go get another Juggernaut.
Okay, so watch this. There's no difference between it's a 2-pack Captain America versus Omega Red. There's no difference between the Captain America and Omega Red you already got. It's not. The only difference is the shield effect. $49 or $59.99. You can be a Capcom collector. If you already got them 2 action figures, you already got them. I'm not disparaging it. It's a slight paint job. When I look at the Wolverine versus the who is he going up against?
They're more video. They're more video game accurate, is what. And I like that too. I like that.
Yeah,
too.
Wolverine got that that big face mask.
For me,
he got that big face mask. It's nice.
Yeah, for me, I'm satisfied with the video game. And you know what? And you know what? Low key. If they got Marvel versus Capcom statues, I'm messing with that. A statue. I would love to have a Doctor Doom versus Akuma or M. Bison, kind of a statue. That would be very cool. You know what I'm saying? But as far as owning action figure, I don't know.
I know the Psylocke is gonna move. The Psylocke and the Thanos is gonna move because folks want that look.
I think it's gonna make me personally. I think that shit gonna sell like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? Muzz is gonna eat it up because it's Marvel versus Capcom. Period.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? The collectors who satisfy all 4 of them criteria, they're gonna eat it up. No doubt. And even the people that don't, is Marvel versus Capcom is a viable commodity. That part. Okay, they have tournaments. They have video game tournaments all over the planet. You know what I'm saying? It's a major ass thing.
I don't that.
But for me, that's all I'm saying.
I like I said, I'm not doubting that because I'm not disputing that. There are people that collect action figures, not comic book collectors. They sit up here and do comic. Huh?
I mean,
So I'm not trying to disparage and everything like that. I'm not. Hell, if I wish Ron would wind up at Ollie's.
You said what?
Kamoyo said Ron will see Ollie's first. I said I wish Ron would see Ollie's.
I pick up 2-3 more.
That's not a slight. But even with that, watch this. That's understandable. Why? Because Ron started off as a toy. That action figure ain't gonna appeal to everybody. Hell, I done seen I don't know how many action figure reviewers now know who the hell that character is. So
he said he can't wait till Dante and T'Challa come out down the road. Okay. I
thought about that.
I bet. I mean, we'll see. I just, yeah. I don't own every Marvel Legends. I don't own every DC multiverse. It's just, I mean, it's a choice thing. It's not a okay. I can be in the minority. I really don't have a problem with that.
At the end of the day,
I don't. I promise. It's a bunch of stuff I'd have been out of the loop in, but okay, I'm gonna be out of the loop a little bit. Okay, it don't mean I can't cover it. Don't mean I can't talk about it. I mean, I did. And anyway,
I think how we said it before. You get what you get. You get what you get because what you get has to make sense to you. Your collection is your collection.
I ain't bad mouthed it. I ain't dissed it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I like it. I'm just saying it's personal choice. It ain't got nothing to do with. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna tell nobody, man, you wasted your money. You got what you wanted. Like,
okay, yeah.
You got. I'm happy for you.
See what happened. This live was supposed to be over 10 minutes ago. we got into all of this shit. Yeah, I could have been doing something.
Man, I mean, like, no, like I think people get the thing twisted. Like, no, man, like, no. If you get the Capcom, I'm happy for you. I'm sitting up here like I saw some dude actually hated on or something that I had. And I'm never finna hate on somebody's collection. Man, your collection is your collection. I'm glad you got your collection. I'm happy for you. You feel what I'm saying?
Hey, your collection. Remember when Pokemon was just freaking insanely popular? Remember, you couldn't go nowhere and not see a Pokemon or a Pokemon game or a Pokemon movie or Pokemon. Guess who didn't have nothing to do with Pokemon that entire fucking 10 years or 15 years or whatever it was? Guess who didn't do Pokemon Go? Guess who didn't have no Pokemon video games? Guess who didn't have none of that? I'm cool. If it ain't your cup of tea, it just ain't your cup of tea. If it make $1 billion, $1 trillion, $1 gazillion, that's fine. If it don't appeal, it just don't. Or that product, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? No shade about the success or the level of how good it is or the phenomenon. None of that. Just leave me behind. Leave me go on without me.
I think the best way. I think the best way it can be said is like this. I didn't get into it either, but if I saw somebody with a Pokemon collection, I was impressed. Like I because I'm like, damn.
I mean, you know, if that's cool. If that, just like there's some anime that focuses on stuff I don't like, you know what I'm saying, that I don't mess with. You know what I mean? So it don't mean I hate anime as a whole. It just means I don't like that.
I think the thing is that what's being lost is this. A collector can appreciate another collector's desire. Dedication. That's the word I'm looking for. I ain't got to collect what you collect. I appreciate your dedication to collecting. Everybody that dedication. Everybody's not dedicated to doing something like that. It doesn't have to be something that I will collect. It doesn't have to be something that I would like. It's just the fact you stuck with it. That says something about who you are. And that's something to be admired in and of itself. Everybody can't say that. So that's how I approach it. That's how I approach it. So
yeah, Pokemon was, but I mean, what I liked about Pokemon, I will say, it gave the average person the opportunity to be involved in some nerd stuff in a way that the average person wasn't involved in nerd stuff. So I feel like overall, for like nerds and blurs and all of that, for Pokemon being around and being what it was, I appreciate that for nerddom. You know what I mean? But as far as me and mine, nah. Okay. For tonight, we have rocked and vibed and chilled and smoked and did all the things we like to do. And we like doing those things with the Rock With Me Nation. So thank you tonight, Rock With Me Nation, for coming out, hanging out, kicking it with it. Also, put it on your calendar. Mark the date. June 20th. We will be rocking with none other than Mr. Joseph Illich. And we will be talking about that Bloodletter comic book that's coming out June 18th. See how we coordinated that? Comic book come out June 18th. Interview with Joseph Illich on June 20th. Yeah, that was on purpose. Anyway, go ahead, man. Like I said, we're gonna be dropping pub for it starting next week. Clear up to that date because we want y'all in there. We got some provocative, interesting, innovative questions. Even stuff that ain't related to Bloodletter. We're gonna have conversations and questions that we're gonna ask because unlike some people, we probe. We don't probe to the point of disrespect, but we probe because if I know it's a question that you, the Rock With Me Nation, want me to ask somebody or something y'all want to know in particular, I ain't being bashful about it and I ain't trying to get in no legal trouble, but I'm going to give you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you want told to you. I'm going to ask the questions that you won't ask. put it in the chat if you want me to ask, or they'll see it and answer it. So, man, we ain't holding nothing back. We ain't holding nothing back. But I mean, it's not like I ain't being doom and gloom. I'm just saying, know that when we talk to somebody, I'm gonna talk to them just like I talk to y'all. Ain't finna be nothing. I mean, not disrespectfully, but I'm gonna talk to them the way that I talk to y'all. If I was gonna ask you about what you was doing with my daughter, I wouldn't ask you no different than I asked him. It's my daughter. You gonna answer the question I'm asking. So that kind of a thing. Just know you gonna get the answers. Theo, you got anything you want to add, dog?
No, nothing really, man. Everybody just take care, man. Be safe this weekend and everything like that. Take care of yourself as we get older and everything. Make sure you check yourself and everything like that. So, no, it just be good and everything. I'm gonna do my best to keep us educated, bring us some content. So just make sure you got your notifications on.
Always, we here for you. If you digging what you saw on this page, go ahead and subscribe to this page. If you ain't subscribed to his page, subscribe to his page. There's a lot of good material coming out of both sides. That is it, y'all. Thank y'all for rocking Friday Vibin. We will be back next week with another Friday Vibin. And until then, love, peace, and hair grease. Y'all stay up, be good, and be good to each other.